Another way pivot tables could be useful is with budgeting. So if you go over to the Budget Transactions tab, you'll see that I have the date for every transaction, the description of every transaction, the amount, the transaction type, and the category. So the description is just whatever I purchased. The amount is how much it cost or how much money I brought in. The transaction type is whether it was an expenditure or if it was income. And then the categories, whether I spent the money on sheet music or equipment or office supplies or instrument supplies. So the category to which that purchase belongs. So to start analyzing this, I can select all the data. I'll go all the way down to the bottom. And then after that, I'll click on Insert and then Pivot Table. Where it says Existing Sheet, I'll click on this. And this little symbol here means Select Data Range. So I'll click on that. And let's put it right here in this cell and press OK. Now, before it's a new sheet, if you want to click on New Sheet and make it a new sheet too, that's fine as well. I'm just doing this because it's going to be easier for you to understand if I keep it in the same sheet. And after that, I'll click Create. And you'll notice that the column headers from over here, date, description, amount, transaction type, and category, also appear over here. Date, description, amount, transaction type, and category. I can take now the transaction type. So transaction type is over here, and there's only two unique values in this column, which are expenditure and income. So if I take transaction type and put that under rows, you'll see expenditure and income both show up here. Then next is a number. So what number do I want to show? Do I want to show a count of transactions, or what do I want a sum of the transactions? I want a sum. I want to see the total amount that I spent and the total amount that I brought in. And the column with that information is the amount column. So I'm going to take amount and I'm going to put that under values. And I already picked up on it, but I wanted to sum up the numbers. So sum is what I want it to do. I wanted to add up the values. Now, if I clicked on count A, it would show me the number of expenditures and income. Or if I just picked count, either of those. But when I pick on sum, then it gives me the sum of everything in the amount column. This is different from what we did in previous videos where we were counting. So in previous videos, I took instrument and put under both rows and values because we were just counting. It didn't really matter, but this time we are trying to separate it by expenditure and income. So that's why I put transaction type under rows. And we are adding up whatever is in the amount column over here. So that's why I put amount under values, and I chose to sum up the values instead of count them. Now, if I want to break this down even further by whatever is in the category column, I can just take category and put that under transaction type. And you'll see how much I'm spending in every category. So for example, $14,000 in the band banquet, $9,000 at band camp, and how much I'm bringing in every category. So for example, $14 in band boosters and $3,000 in concessions. Now let's say I want to break this down to see my spending over the entire school year. So I can take date, because that's what tells me the time when I spent everything. I'll put that under columns, and you'll see how much I spent on every day of the year. Now, you might be thinking, this is a lot of dates for us to look at individually. July 1st, August 1st, September 1st, and it just seems like this would take a long time for me to get through everything. So if I can actually group it now by month instead. So if I right click it and click on create pivot day group and I click on month, then you can see how much I'm spending in every month. Now you might be thinking, well, January does not come first in typical school year. As you can see, the first month is actually July 2024. January does not come until 2025. So you can actually right click instead, and instead of grouping it by month, you can actually group it by year-month instead. And now we'll go in those same order as a school year. So July, August, September, October, November. And you can see the amount that you are spending in every month of the school year. Now, you might notice that we are spending $150 in competition fees in September, $150 also in October, but $1,000 in November. If I want to see what is that $1,000 I'm spending money on in November, you can double click on that 1,000, and it'll show you whatever it was that you bought, whatever it was that you spent money on for that month.